All right, Shalom, Shalom. We got another class coming at you, brother Shamarai with SUC.
Israel.
Brother Nasi on the side.
Brother Nakai.
Yeah, we got a full house today, man. We got a class we're going to bring out tonight. It's called Blessed to Be Here. All right, just going into the understanding of how, you know, it's a blessing to able to be here under the firmament in the Most High's glory to do the works for one, give him the glory and the praise as well. So we got this precepts we're going to go into today. Pray that everybody's being edified. First of all, we're going to give our glory and honor and praise to Yahweh by Hashem, Woman like Yahweh Shai. Right. Double honors to the elders of the house of David, and a mighty shalom to all the 12 tribes scattered abroad. We're going to let the room build up, give it a few moments, and we'll be kicking off here shortly. We're gonna go into the lesson, man. We're gonna go ahead and get started, man. We're gonna jump into Isaiah chapter 57, starting at verse 1. Isaiah 57 and 1.
Isaiah 57 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
The righteous perish, and no man layeth it to heart. And merciful men are taken away, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come.
Right. So we going through different trials and tribulations throughout our life. You may have lost loved ones, people that mean a lot to you, but we have to be mindful that they belong to the Most High. They don't actually belong to us. He was lending them to us for a period of time, but the spirit or their soul that housed inside their flesh actually belongs to the Most High, right? So considering that the Most High actually may have taken them away because he know what perils may lie ahead and different things that are in the fold to come to pass that person may not be prepared for spiritually or physically.
Right? And it's, that's not just saying Most High every time he kills somebody, he taking them out because they being wicked. He may take you out just to save you from them evil times. You see examples of that, like when you, like, not necessarily taking them out, but he took away Elijah. Took away Enoch too, right? So I mean, it doesn't always mean that if somebody get taken out, it's not just judgment.
He has the ultimate. You might have fulfilled your purpose.
Yeah,
it may not have anything to do with judgment or them being wicked, like the brother said. It might literally have to do with, okay, the time span on this spirit for being here is up, and his purpose her purpose has been fulfilled already. And until I send them back, if I choose to send them back, I want them back with me.
Right. Verse 2: He shall enter into peace, And they shall rest in their beds.
They shall what?
Rest in their beds.
Go ahead.
Each one walking in his uprightness.
Because, though it is a blessing for us to be here, right, and be able to do the work of the Father, to be able to give him the glory and honor and praises that he rightfully deserves, we are less blessed than them.
Yeah,
right.
Because they had peace. They're not worrying about the curses no more.
That's right.
Right?
They are in a situation where the different vexations, infirmities, and things that fall upon us in the flesh and vexes our spirit, they don't have to deal with it, right? They have they're under the shadow or the wing of the Most High, in good protection, right? Finish that out.
Verse 3.
Read 2 again. Go to the next.
He shall enter into peace. They shall rest in their beds, each one walking in his uprightness.
We're going to roll to the next precept. It's going to be 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, verse 22. 2nd Esdras 13, verse 22.
You there?
I'm
Oh, scribe.
I got you.
You can bring it up, Nicole.
It's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, and verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas thou hast spoken of them that are left behind.
That are what?
That are left behind.
Uh-huh.
This is the interpretation. He that shall endure the peril in that time have kept himself.
Right.
They that be fallen into danger are such as have works and faith towards the Almighty.
That goes into the precept of those that endure to the end, the same shall be saved. You're gonna give them a crown, rod of iron.
That's right. Because there is perilous times ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are one that is left behind, the Most High might have a mighty works for you, right? Or he might feel that you are strengthened enough to able to make it through those perilous times. It could be judgment, but it could also be righteous judgment. Go ahead. Ike.
Verse 24. Know this therefore, that they which be left behind. They which be left behind.
The people that are left behind, right? Go ahead.
Are more blessed than they that be dead.
And why does it say that? Because we get to see the brother E with the precept. We get to see the mighty works of the Most High. We get the portion of being able to endure through these times and keep the faith. We get a chance to earn our crowns,
and we literally get to see it just play out.
The brother brother Eli pulled a precept. Mighty brother, beloved brother, as you see. Go ahead. All right. You pulled it. Go ahead.
This is the book of John, chapter 11, and verse 35.
Bring it out.
I'm gonna start at 34. And said, where have ye laid him? They said unto him, Lord, come and see. Yahushua wept. Then said the Jews, behold, how he loved him. And some of them said, could not this man which opened the eyes of the blind have caused that even this man should not have died? Yahushua therefore, again groaning in himself, cometh to the grave. It was a cave, and a stone lay upon it. Yahushua said, take away the stone. Martha, the sister of him that was dead, said unto him, Lord, by this time he stinketh, for he had been dead 4 days.
So this is to touch on it real quick so you can understand. This is about Lazarus. Lazarus had died and he was dead for a little while, and he went to the body and it stunk. Okay, so it was rotten. It was decaying. Keep reading.
Yahushua said I unto thee, that if thou wouldest believe, that shouldest see the glory of Yahweh.
If thou what?
If thou wouldest believe, thou shouldest see the glory of the Most High Yahweh.
Read.
Then they took away the stone from the place where the dead was laid. And Yahushua said, so like Yahushua lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank thee that thou hast heard me. I thank thee that thou hast heard me.
Read.
And I knew that thou hearest me always. But because of the people which stand by, I said it, that they may believe that thou hast sent me. And when he thus had spoken, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth.
And he said what?
Lazarus, come forth.
What did he say?
Lazarus, come forth.
See, because even though Lazarus had passed, it was only for a mighty works to be done. It's just like the situation with the baby that was, or the man that was born blind.
Yeah.
And they said, who sinned? Was it him or was it his parents? And Christ said, neither. Was it only for the works of the Most High to be made manifest? Paraphrasing.
This is the book of John, chapter 9, 2 chapters prior to that.
Go ahead.
And as Yahushua passed, he saw a man which was blind from his birth.
Right.
And his disciples asked him, saying, Master.
And that's spiritual, right? Because we look at it as it's physically blind, but a lot of us have been blind from birth, right? Because we've been caught up in the doctrines of the world, not able to see clearly, right? Go ahead.
And his disciples asking him, saying, Master, who did sin?
Who what?
Who did sin?
You see that? Who sinned? Was it him?
This man or his parents?
Or his parents? Did he just start going off into the ways of the world, or looking at it with spiritual eyes? Did he started perpetuating these worldly understandings and ways and walks of the world, or was it his parents that passed this down to him through generation? Right? Go ahead.
Verse 3 in closing. Yahushua answered, neither had this man sinned, nor his parents, but that the works of the Most High should be made manifest in him.
You see that? It was only for the works of the Most High to be made manifest. So everything that happens or comes to pass is not necessarily a judgment. It might be just so the Most High's work can be made manifest.
So, like, if I can just add to his brother Nazi on the scene, but it's a judgment, but a judgment don't also necessarily have to be a bad thing. It's a good judgment, right? So it's the Most High still having mercy on whoever that is that he has called home, and it's a judgment. It's a righteous judgment that the Father's handed down, right? But that I yield though. Kind of good precept, brother Eli.
And even with that, our judgment that come to pass that may appear to be bad may be just in the eyes of the Most High. Righteous judgment is a very important thing, and it just doesn't mean that you getting something that feels good. No, it could be something bad, but you earned it, and that's righteous judgment because the Most High is about balance, right? You got some?
Got one for you.
Go ahead.
This is Psalms 115 and verse 3.
I'm going there.
I yield.
Lakai finished with you.
No, go ahead with that. Go with it. Go with it.
This is Psalms 115 and 3, because it goes exactly what the brother was just saying through the Spirit. It says, but of the Most High is the heavens. He hath done.
Read back from the top.
But our power is in the heavens. He hath done whatsoever he had pleased.
He does what?
He hath done whatsoever he had pleased.
So as it says in Isaiah 55 and 8, you can never have an understanding of the Most High. His thoughts are not our thoughts, neither are his ways our ways. So when you think something may be unfair or unjust, you don't consider that the Most High may be doing something or pulling strings that you don't even have the carnal eyes could never see or comprehend, right? In that same chapter, I jump down to 17.
Okay. Verse 17, and it reads, the dead praise not the Lord.
They do what?
The dead praise not the Lord.
Go ahead.
Neither any that go down into silence.
You see that? So when you, that's why we are blessed to be here. Because when you go into your grave, when you go and fall upon sleep and your spirit goes back to the Father, you don't have the opportunity to praise the Most High. You can't praise the Most High from the grave. This is something that we do or get to do while we're here, right? Let's jump back in the breakdown, pick up at Matthew 6, and let me get verse 25.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, and verse 25, and it reads thus. Therefore, I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink,
right?
Nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment?
Right, because being in here on earth, right, we a lot of times fall carnal to a lot of things that don't matter. They tend to overthrow us and overtake us, and we lean on these different stumbling blocks and exalt them past the spiritual aspect of it. What really matters, right? Is your spirit in line? Do you have the fruits of the Spirit, right? Are you loving your brother as you would love yourself? Are you putting the Most High above all things? Things like what we're going to wear and what we're going to eat. The Most High loves you immensely. Shalom, Brother Ken. The Most High loves you immensely. Surely you're going to be clothed. Surely you're going to be fed. surely you won't be athirst if you keep in the law, statutes, and commandments. Right? Finish that out, King.
Verse 26, behold, the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap.
Neither do they what?
Neither do they reap.
Right? They don't, birds don't store up food, right? They don't, like the squirrel who actually stores up nuts for a certain season or whatnot. Birds don't do that, right? Go ahead, King.
Neither do they reap, nor gather into barns. Yet your heavenly Father feedeth them.
Right?
Are ye not much better than they?
You see that? Are you not much better than a fowl of the air? Surely the Most High is going to feed you, but man shall not live by bread alone. Right? You know what I'm saying? So you have to make sure. What is that? Luke 4:4, Matthew 4:4. Make sure that you are feasting upon spiritual meals as well, because that's what's going to keep you. Go ahead, Ken.
Come on, Matthew 4:4. That he's paraphrasing, but he answered and said, "It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High."
You see that? So if you're doing that, like you said, every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High. So thus saith the Lord. Christ comes in a volume of the book. If you're doing that and keeping the law, statutes, and the commandments to the best of your ability, with all your mind, body, and soul, the Most High Yahweh through Yahweh Shai will provide for you. Finish that out, King.
Come back in Matthew chapter 6 and verse 27. And it reads, which of you by taking thought can add 1 cubit unto his stature?
Right.
And why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies.
Consider what?
The lilies.
Right.
Of
Which
the
is the
field.
Most High favorite flower. Go ahead.
Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow.
Right.
They toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto you, that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these.
You see that?
Wherefore, if the Most High so clotheth the grass of the field, which today is, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you?
Now you see that? Now the grass is decked with flowers and trees and all these different type of vegetation and fruits. Surely, being that you are the apple of the Most High's eye, he will dress you, he will feed you, he will keep you and cover you as well. Right? Go ahead, King.
Continuing on. O ye of little faith.
Of what?
Of little faith.
Go ahead.
Therefore, take no thought, saying, what shall ye eat? Or what shall we drink?
Right.
Or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek.
Do the what?
Do the Gentiles seek.
And that's a very minuscule way of thinking. And we learned that here in Babylon, amongst captivity, among the Gentiles, right? How to have a worry or cares of the world. We learned that from the heathen. We were a very simple people prior. We were tent dwellers, right? It doesn't require much to please the children of God, because the earth is our turf. The Most High it's his desire to give us the kingdom, right? So things that we focus on and worry about, it shouldn't even be a thought or even to be considered, because the Most High is going to provide for us because he loves us. But because we've been indoctrinated and we've been Hellenized, we tend to cleave unto matters that shouldn't even be a pressing issue, right? Go ahead. All
right. Continuing on. For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things.
Right. Before you even tell him what you need, he already know what you require. Go ahead.
Verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High.
No, seek the bag.
Seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High.
No, seek the menu.
Seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High.
Go ahead.
And his righteousness.
And what?
And his righteousness.
Go ahead.
And all these things shall be added unto you.
You can get right there, but that's just goes to show you that the Most High is all-knowing, omnipresent, knowing what you requires. His angels are going to and fro throughout the earth. He knows what's going on with his chosen. All you have to do is hold up your portion of the covenant, right? The next precept is going to be Sirach 38:16.
Bring it out.
Let me get that. Sirach 38:16. We're going to read through 23.
Sirach 38, verse 16. It says, my son, let tears fall down over the dead.
So like you start back from the top. What?
My son.
My what?
Son.
See, this again, this is a very milk statement I'm making, but you have to understand that this is about the children of the Most High. This is about the 12 tribes of Israel. This is about the sons and daughters of Zion. If you fall into that bracket, bro, you have to understand that the Most High truly cares for you. So anything that he tells you is for your own good, for your own benefit, right?
Got a precept for you.
Bring it out, King.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 4.
And a lot of these milk understandings have to be revisited because Jake get mentally complacent.
So
and he don't understand how imperative it is to understand the basic elements of the scriptures, right?
Check that. That's Romans 15 and 4. Romans 15 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
It says, whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
For our what?
For our learning. That we through patience.
Through what?
Through patience.
Go ahead.
And comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
You see that? All of these things, these examples, these stories from Adam to Noah to Elijah to David to Solomon, all these stories was written for our learning. It was written for us to be better servants for the Most High, to be better brothers and sisters amongst each other, right? For us to learn that the Most High is truly worthy of our worship, for us to be here and give him all the glory, honor, and praise, right? As he showers down grace and mercy on us, undeserving, right? Salakia, go ahead, bro. I know I'm saying
Sirach 43 and verse 30. Sirach 43 and verse 30.
Come on.
When ye glorify the Most High, exalt him as much as you can.
Do what?
Exalt him as much as you can.
And that's literally our job while we're here. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, right? Exalt the Most High as much as you can. Worship the Most High with all your mind, body, and soul. That's the first commandment, right? Go ahead.
For even yet will he far exceed.
Because even if you do all you can with all your strength, with all your might, you still gonna fall short with what he's really worthy of. You can never go enough. You can never do enough. Right? Go ahead, King.
And when ye exalt him, put forth all your strength.
Put forth what?
All your strength.
Not just what I got today.
All your strength.
But I had to go to work. I had 8 hours.
All your strength.
Matter of fact, I worked 12.
All your strength.
Right?
And be not weary.
And what?
And be not weary. For ye can never go far enough.
You can never go far enough. When you on your deathbed, give him the glory. When you get paid, give him the glory. When you laid on your rent, give him the glory, right? When you got ailments in your body, give him the glory. When you at a tip-top shape, or you just had a baby, or you just been married, or you just got divorced, whatever the situation may be, man, give him all the glory, bro, because he's worthy of it, right? Finish that out, bro. It's Sirach.
Me or Nasi?
You back there.
My son. Let tears fall down over the dead and begin to lament as if thou hast suffered great harm thyself.
Now it's a grievous period, right? When the dead and your loved ones pass, you gotta grieve as if something has happened unto you, as if you feel the ailment or the prick or sting of death in your own members, right? The Most High said that's required, right? Go ahead.
It says, and then cover his body according to the custom, and neglect not his burial.
Go ahead.
Weep bitterly.
Do what?
Weep bitterly.
Right.
And make great moan.
And what?
Make a great moan.
Hey, rent your clothes, right? Throw ashes on your head. Put on your sackcloth. Be in mourning. Grieve, right? We are in the chains of darkness. So we in a situation where we feel all these things, even if we understand Ecclesiastes 12 and 7, right? Second Esdras 14 and 35. Even if we understand all these things, right? We still are human. We still long for these vessels that we grown attached to, right? So grieve for them. It's a righteous thing, right? Go ahead.
It says, use lamentation, and he is worthy.
He is what?
Worthy.
Go ahead.
In that day or two, lest thou be evil spoken of.
Right.
And then comfort thyself for thy heaviness.
And do what?
Cover thyself for thy heaviness.
And then comfort yourself from that heaviness. Don't carry that on. Don't cleave to that heaviness. Don't let that grow a boulder on your back. Right? Go ahead.
For of heaviness cometh death.
For heaviness cometh what?
Death.
You can mourn yourself into the grave. Have you ever seen a situation where someone old that they were married and one of them dies And the other one, they say he died of a broken heart.
Yeah,
because he was in grieving. He didn't know how to carry on, or she didn't know how to carry on. It literally was the heaviness that pressed them down and caused them to pass on.
Some people, they be so they inflicted that they are off themselves.
Just from that heaviness, not being able to bear their burden, right?
So and that's why this breakdown is going into that, because you still have purpose, you still have a meaning, you still the Most High still values you as a servant, man. So just because you have lost someone doesn't take away of who and what the Most High has put you here for.
Neither does it take away his justness or his worthiness of you to carry on for his sake, right? You know what I'm saying? It can become a stumbling block for you, right? It can become a cloud of darkness, literally, right? You know what I'm saying? And you can make that loved one or lost one an idol and make it your whole life about that, right? You know what I'm saying? When your life was a gift given from the Most High that you should still be gracious for, right? Pick up, Art.
And the heaviness of the heart breaketh strength.
It does what?
Breaketh strength.
Read on.
And affliction also sorrow remaineth. And the life of the poor is the curse of the heart.
Is the what?
Curse of the heart.
Right? And we understand that the poor or the meek would be us of the world, but in this situation, it's saying that the life of the poor is the cursed at heart. When you are cursed in your heart, which is your mind, and you can't seem to shake these different afflictions or ailments or thorns that the world has inflicted upon you, you're not viewing it or weighing this in a balance with spiritual eyes. You're allowing these things that have just been conjured up in the world, right, to weigh you down. And you got to keep in mind, when you in the scriptures and you in the spirit, you know that Yahweh Shai beat death, right? So if you have that understanding, it should give you even an inkling of spiritual proudness, if you will, to be able to carry on, right? Go ahead, finish that out. Right?
Take no heaviness to heart.
Do what?
Take no heaviness to heart.
Do what with it?
Drive it away.
And
remember the last end.
Go ahead.
It says, forget it not, for there is no turning again.
That's what?
No turning again.
You can't bring that thing back. You can't rewind the time. Like it says, what is that? 2 Esdras chapter 4. Call back a day for me, if you can. Think this is when Esdras was questioning Uriel, right? And he said, call back a day from past for me if you can. We don't have the ability to do that, right? But knowing and understanding that we don't have the ability to do that, we have to then rest in ourselves and in our mind that, you know what, the Most High know what He's doing. Clearly, I'm built for this. There's not be nothing that's put on your shoulders that you can't handle. Everything that we endure, the Most High knows that we're built for it. We can handle it. But if we can't, fleshly or carnally, come to Him, come to me, and I'll give you what you need to carry on. Right? Go ahead. Art.
It says, thou shalt not do him good, but hurt thyself. Remember my judgment.
You see that? Read that again. That last part. Thou shalt not.
Thou shalt not do him good, but hurt thyself.
You see that? Cleaving on to something that is steady causing you harm. You steady breaking your heart. You're not doing the person you're not doing them no good. They can be in a better situation.
They in peace.
They in peace with the Most High. You're only going to hurt yourself.
So and that's what it was saying in that verse 21. It says, or verse 20, it says, take no heaviness to the heart, drive it away, and remember the last end.
That's right.
You want to remember them how they were, right, in the spirit.
That's right.
Right, so that you won't have to grieve that day where you have to that funeral visit or that wake visit, things of those nature, or so it says you got to remember them how they were, right, and it says, and forget it not. Right, because these things are not going to bring them back, like the brother was just saying.
To limit back on what you said, I not only remember what they were, but where they went. You know what I'm saying? Like the final resting place. If it's better for them to be there than with you. It's nothing that you can do for them that the Father can't do immensely and well over. Right? You know
even if this person you love wasn't living the life they were supposed to live, at least they gone and they not being off no more. You know,
Okay.
they're not being pressed down from the heaviness of this world on them. It's just it's all going there.
They're not
peace.
still conjuring up or accumulating sin.
Yeah,
right. I receive that.
Keep going on this.
Pick up at 22, stop at 23.
Remember my judgment, for thine also shall be so. Yesterday for me, and today for you.
You see that? Remember the judgment, because it's gonna come to pass for you too. Nobody gonna miss death, right? For the most part, it's gonna be some of us living that don't see death, but we don't know if we of that number or not. So you got to keep in mind that it's them today, but it could be you tomorrow, right? You know what I'm saying? So have a humbling perspective when you look at that, right? Read on.
Verse 23. And when the dead is at rest, let his remembrance rest.
Let his what?
Remembrance rest.
Right. A lot of people go and deal with they spiritually dealing with necromancy. Right, you know what I'm saying? Calling up the
little
dead.
Betty, she want to talk to her granny. She get the Ouija boards, want to talk to her great grandma.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Then your fingers moving and then different things start playing out, and you don't open those gates and let a demon in. You know what I'm saying? So when things like that come to pass, it's better to let the dead rest, right, and honor their remembrance, but don't continuously conjure it up, because like it says, it's only going to do hurt to thyself, and you really are becoming a spiritual necromancer, right? Go ahead, King.
And it says, and be comforted for him.
Be what?
Comforted for him.
Be happy for him. Be comforted for him. Understand where he's at spiritually, right? Go ahead.
When his spirit is departed from him.
Right, because we know, according to Ecclesiastes 12:7, to be absent from the body, to be present with the Father. The body goes back to the earth which gave it, and the spirit goes back to the Father, which gave it, right? I'm paraphrasing, right? Next precept, we're going to keep it moving through the spirit. Sirach 7:34.
And also you saying that, you said our spirit go back to the Father. The whole world pretty much don't got that understanding.
Right.
They pretty much got the understanding. Some people got the understanding when they die, it's over. They gone. Like they just cease to exist.
A lot of people got that understanding.
Like, it's just like nothing after death. Some people believe that you could go to heaven or hell. And some people be so damn bugged out because like, yeah, this nigga wasn't righteous. He probably in hell. But I miss him.
But you know why they think like that? Because they not doing the first commandment.
Yeah.
If you were doing the first commandment, you would be in your word and you would know where they at.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Sirach 7 and verse 34. And it reads.
Oh, you good.
Oh, what he con. That's right. I
fail not to be with them that weep, and mourn with them that mourn.
Right.
Be not slow to visit the sick, for that shall make thee to be beloved.
And that's a righteous thing. If somebody is in grievance, it's all right to be in grievance with them. It's all right to be there with them. You come and meet them where they at, but don't allow them to stay there. You gotta continue to be their strength when they can't find it. Right. Give them precepts, pour into them. Right. Remind them of the Most High's grace and mercy. Right. Just be a brother or a sister to them. Right. You might not even have to just do anything, but your presence could be important to them. Just be there and forget not to visit them, because those things don't go unnoticed with the Most High. And as well, that's being brotherly. Love your brother as you would love yourself.
And you gotta assess the situation, bro. If your brother, somebody close to your brother died, you don't ask them to pull up. Hey, you trying to go to the arcade and kick it?
Yeah, hey, I got this L.
Hey, bro, you trying to go bowling, bro? No.
I know you going through it, bro. I brought a bottle.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
No, you can't do that.
Got a precept.
What you got?
Job 2:11.
Look at that thing.
It's the book of Job, chapter 2 and verse 11. Now, when Job's 3 friends heard of all this evil that was upon him, they came every one from his own place.
They did what?
Came every one from his own place.
Bring that out.
Eliphaz, the Temanite, and Bildad, the Shuhite, and Zophar, the Namathite, Salakia, for they had made an appointment together to come to mourn with him.
To do what?
To come and mourn with him.
No, they asked him to go out and go to the arcade.
To come and mourn with him.
No, they want to go get ice cream cones to go eat out. That's what they want to do.
And mourn with him.
No, they went to go mourn with him.
And to comfort him.
And to comfort him.
And to do what?
And to comfort him.
And to comfort him.
Watch this is some more. Let me finish.
Bring it out, King.
Right, Job 11 and Job 2 and verse 12. And when they lifted up their eyes afar off and knew him not, they lifted up their voice and wept.
And what?
And wept. Right. Then when they said they didn't knew him, they didn't recognize him.
He was going through it.
That this brother was vexed.
That's right.
Right. So they saw this brother and they didn't even know him, and they wept for this brother. And they rent every one of his mantle and sprinkled dust upon their heads toward heaven. So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights, and none spake a word unto him. Right, and sometimes that's what a real brother is, man. You don't even. I remember when I was going through some things, and my aunt he called me and said, "Hey, I just want to pull up. I just want to be there. We don't got to say nothing." Right? These brothers pulled up for 7 days, man. Right, and 7 nights, and none spake a word unto him, for they saw that his grief was very great.
Sometimes it's just enough just being there.
There's nothing you can say, man.
It's not nothing to say. It's not nothing. And a lot of times, it's not about what you say. It's spiritual. Just be there through the spirit. And you know, you can be in a situation with someone and you feeling their grieving so much that you don't want to say nothing. You may be praying in your head continuously.
It's like there's you know what I'm saying? There's a time for everything. When it was time to speak, they spoke.
When it was a time to be quiet, hey, I'm thinking too. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just about considering your brother, considering your loved one, considering whoever that may be in grievance, and putting yourself in the position to be right there with them. Right? We're gonna keep it moving. Finish that out. 36.
Verse 36. Whatsoever thou takest in hand, remember the end, and thou shalt never do amiss.
You see that? Remember the end, and you shall never do amiss. Next precept is Sirach 14. Sirach 14 and 11. Read through 13.
Sirach chapter 14 and verse 11. And affect not to be made equal.
Salakia. That's not it.
Oh, my bad. Sirach 14 verse 11. My son, according to thy ability, do good to thyself,
right,
and give the Lord his due offering,
right.
Remember that death will not be long in coming.
It what?
Will not be long in coming. And that the covenant of the grave is not shewed unto thee.
You see that? Death is not long in coming, and everybody had their expiration date, if you will, in the carnal, right? You know what I'm saying? So, knowing and understanding that, worship the Most High where you can, because the covenant of the grave is unknown. We know what the precepts say, but we don't know how it play out. We don't know what really, what specifically how it happens once we give up the ghost. We can't really tell. We know that there's judgment. You go back to the Father, and the Father holds you till he's ready to send you back. But we don't know what that look like. We don't know how. We don't know what that look like. And it's a movie. It was a Disney movie called Soul. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And it played on that cycle of the spirit going back to the Father, and the spirit was going through his fighting to get back to earth because I ain't ready to die. I know it don't happen like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hell no, but you in peace, you dead. Why would you want to come back to this wicked place?
My work wasn't done, and I gotta finish. And his works wasn't coming back to do nothing righteous. It was to come back to do a concert. Brother, play the saxophone. Brother, I will stuff your head in that saxophone, bro. Cut it out, bro. And the Most High do not get down like that. You can't come back for one last chart-topping hit. It was encore, right? You know what I'm saying? Bro. The Most High don't work like that, right? Give me I might have this in the breakdown. I'm gonna chill.
Keep going.
I'm gonna chill. Go ahead.
It says, and that the covenant of the grave is not shewed unto thee, but do good unto thy friend.
Do what?
Do good unto thy friend before thou die.
And
according to thy ability, stretch out thy hand and give to him.
You see that? So don't only do good to yourself, but do good to your friends. Do good to your brethren before you pass. Like, be the best brother that you can be. Sacrifice for your brethren, right? You know what I'm saying? Consider your brethren. Put their thoughts, feelings, and understanding before your own at some time, especially if this person is in a grieving state, a mourning state. Consider that person. Consider their hurt, their loss. their travail. And what does it say? It says the last previous precept. It says, mourn as if it afflicted yourself, as if it happened to you, right? You know what I'm saying? And if that's your brother and your real friend, then it did happen to you, right? I get on that. That's all I want.
Okay, bet.
Next precept. Let's get. Let me get Isaiah 38:18. You already there?
Yeah.
Bring it out, King.
Isaiah 38:18. For the grave cannot praise thee.
The what?
The grave cannot praise thee.
You see that? And we know that, you know, when you leave, when you pass, your spirit goes to the Father. But it says the grave cannot praise you. And it's not talking about the spirit, because that spirit is not in the grave. It's talking about that vessel, right? That spirit, through the spirit and through the spirit of regeneration, it's gonna come back, right? But that vessel will never come back.
Yeah.
Right. So when it says the grave can't praise you, it's talking about your members that was just housing that spirit. You can't praise the Most High when you in the grave. Once you lower that body and put that body in that coffin and it's lowered into the ground per our customs, that's it. It ain't no coming back for that vessel. Right. What you got, King?
No, I was saying just whatever social or birth certificate was attached to that vessel, right, it's no longer anymore, right? Well, on a spiritual level, the Most High can regenerate that thing back into another vessel.
That's right.
With a new social.
That's right.
And that's on a spiritual level too, man. When we die to ourselves, man, coming into this truth, hey, we got to put that old man in the grave, man, and the Most High gonna regenerate a new spirit into us.
A new number.
And you got a new social now. You got a new alias.
You're going from a 2/3 number to a 1/3 possible 144 number, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so that you got to put that off, right? And I look at that. And I use myself, my personal. I lost my mother, and I understood that. Man, I still have my mourning and my grievance, but through the spirit of the Most High, Hamashiach, I was able to overcome it, and I understood that Jackie not coming back. The spirit of Jackie will be back. But the vessel of Jackie, as I knew her, she not coming back, right? You know what I'm saying? So accepting that and understanding that and viewing it with spiritual eyes, it helps with grieving. It helps with mourning, because it's a completion to that. It comes to an end. That grievance and mourning can come to an end when you have a good understanding of what you're dealing with, right? You got some next precept. If that's it on that.
I ain't finished all of it.
Salaki, go ahead, King.
Run it back from the top, our brother. Sure.
Isaiah 38:18. For the grave cannot praise thee. Death cannot celebrate thee.
Right.
They that go down into the pit cannot hope for thy truth.
You see that? Death cannot celebrate you, and going down in the pit, you can't hope for the laws and statutes. You can't keep none. You get what I'm saying? What you gonna do? You gonna keep you keeping the Sabbath every day. You know what I'm saying? You resting every day at this point. You can't keep no commandments. You can't do no righteous works. You can't put forward the work, the glory, and the praise toward the Father that might be required of you as if you was living, right? You know what I'm saying? So when you can't do that, you got to understand that now is the time. Right now is the time to give the Father the glory, the praise, the honor, your time, your devotion, your strength, your soul, your mind, your body. Become a living sacrifice, because he said become a living sacrifice, because you can't become
not a dead.
You can't sacrifice nothing if you dead. Your body don't even belong to you no more. You know what I'm saying? So like I get on that. You can read through 19, King, and we'll go to the next precept.
Verse 19. The living, he shall praise thee.
The what?
The living, he shall praise thee. As I do this day. The father to the children shall make known thy truth.
What shall you do?
The father to the children shall make known thy truth.
And you can do that when you're alive. You can build up your children. And through the spirit, you might couldn't leave some things to your children in your passing, but you have to do it while you were living, right? What you got?
Sit on that.
Yep, that's it on.
You got precept.
You had said this. This is Romans 12, talking about the living sacrifice.
Bring it out, King.
Right. This is Romans 12:1 from the top. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
A what?
A living sacrifice.
You have to present your body as a living sacrifice. That's why we wear our fringes, right? That's why we counsel. We become a father to the fatherless. That's why we go and do camp. That's why we travel and do summits. That's why we being brotherly when things are called upon us to be put in a position to be brotherly, because we understand that we are ministering for the ability that the Most High gave us to minister to the children of the Most High God, right? And he says, much as those have gave to Shalom, brother Karash, Shalom. And it says as many of those have done, I'm paraphrasing, has given to the least of them, I'm looking for.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 19.
Bring it out.
Whosoever therefore shall break one of the least commandments.
That ain't what I want. I want the one that
it
says, wherein has I gave you water, and he say, if you had done this to
you say I would have given you
to me.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Okay.
If you would have asked me for water, I would have gave you.
The one
I know what you're talking about.
He know what I'm talking about. It's like he say, I want to paraphrase it, but I can't think of the precept right now.
It was like Yahweh Shai was talking about. He was they was like what he said. He was thrown into prison. He was thirsty and he was hungry.
Oh, and you fed me, right.
The disciples asked him and said, "Yahweh Shai, when was you ever doing this?"
Yeah, and he said, "I'm gonna find it." That's right. You know what I'm saying? And what my point of saying that is, when we minister to our brethren and our sisters, you ministering to Christ. Why? Because we are the body of Hamashiach, right? So as long as you, through the Spirit, are ministering to your people, you are fulfilling the first two commandments, right? And on those hang what?
The whole
law and the prophets, right? You know what I'm saying? So as the brother look for that, we're gonna keep it moving through the Spirit, right? The next precept, you got it.
More on that.
Go ahead. I'll find it.
On that Romans 12, right? Because it was talking about making yourself a living sacrifice, like the brother was saying, and we on the highways and the byways, we can be doing any and everything on that Saturday, but we out here presenting ourselves a living sacrifice in the elements, right? Girding up our loins, man, for our brothers. Why? Because we understand that it's a bigger purpose than just being in this vessel, right? We are servants. Continuing on, that ye present yourselves, your bodies, a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. So that's why we blessed to be here, because this is what we were supposed to be doing from the beginning.
That's right.
So when you die to that old man, right, and you realize who you are now, you're gonna do what the Most High was, what we were supposed to be doing from the beginning, right? Keeping it going and finishing up. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High, the Father. And so that's what we're doing, man. We want to understand that we're blessed to be here. And so if our reasonable service is to be servants and to minister to our brothers and sisters, to wake up the so-called elect so we can get up out of here, that's what we're going to do through the Spirit, man. I yield.
Next precept.
I can't find this precept.
I'm gonna look for it.
Keep it moving. Go ahead, King.
Psalms 39:4.
Let me get Sirach 17:27.
Oh, my bad. I thought it was there.
Sirach 17:27. I'll bring it out. Y'all got it, King. This is Sirach chapter 17 and verse 27. Who shall praise the Most High in the grave, instead of them which live and give thanks? You see that? How can you? I said y'all got it, didn't I? Go ahead, kid.
No, go ahead, bro. You got it, bro.
Hey, man, the you can't quench the spirit. Quench not the spirit. But I'm just saying, like, how can you praise the Most High in the grave? And that's spiritual too, right? Because we haven't begun to live until we begin to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. So those that are not keeping the law, statutes, and the commandments, you literally are the walking dead.
You in the grave. Man.
You in the grave, right? You know what I'm saying? So as long as you doing that, you can't get a Most High glory. You can't give him no praise. This is the book of life. And if you're not perpetuating the acts of the ancestors of a time before and striving to to follow their examples, you're not really living. You're not alive, right? So you are in the grave. You are spiritually Lazarus. You're a corpse, right? The valley of the dry bones, right? Verse 28. Thanksgiving perisheth from the dead, as from one that is not. The living and sound in heart shall praise Yahweh. I get on that.
Now next precept.
Yeah, next precept now.
Psalms 39 and 4. I grab Psalms 88:10.
39:4.
God.
39 started 4.
Found that precept.
Bring it out.
Ready for this book of Matthew, chapter 25, 25th chapter, and verse 42.
Okay, yeah, because it's 25. I know the beginning of 25 talking about the 10 virgins.
This is 25 and verse 42.
It's crazy said that brother gonna bring out that lesson.
You still are through the Spirit.
Yeah, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 25 and verse 42.
Mm-hmm.
For I was a hunger.
I was what?
I wasn't hungry.
Right.
And ye gave me no meat.
Mm-hmm.
I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink.
Mm-hmm.
I was a stranger, and ye took me not in.
Right.
Naked, and ye clothed me not.
Go ahead.
Sick and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, out of one. When saw we thee in hunger, or in a thirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee?
Mm-hmm.
Then shall he answer them, saying,
what are you gonna say?
Verily I say unto you.
Saying what?
Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these,
right,
ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into the everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal.
You see that?
Right. So just because, even if you don't do it to your, and this is just showing about brotherly love, man. That's another reason that you're blessed to be here, because you can still fulfill the law of Christ, right? And that's being a brother to your brothers, man. Assisting them where they may fall short, bearing each other's burdens, right? That's the law of the Most High God. He's requiring us to fulfill when you come in to who you are, being an Israelite.
Mighty precept. Definitely was looking at that. Matthew 25 and 42, right? So the next precept we're gonna pick up in Psalms 39 and 4. I'll read if somebody don't want to, whoever there can read.
Here.
Go ahead, Ken.
The book of Psalms 39 and verse 4. Lord, make me to know my end and the measure of my days.
Right.
What it is that I may know how frail I am.
You see that? That I might know how frail I am. Because Jake get to thinking he invincible. Jake get to thinking that his ticket not gonna get punched. Living in the moment, they get the they think as if they are immortal, but the Most High took immorality from us. We are mortal, right? You know what I'm saying? So knowing if everybody in here knew their death date, right, bruh, you would look at life a lot different, bro.
You'd be
a lot different. If everybody knew when the Most High was gonna bring that thing to an end for you, you would conduct yourself in a lot different manner.
Or you would be wicked and try to get yourself right at the last minute.
That's really the 2/3. You know what I'm saying?
You know?
That's really wicked, bro.
And they don't even know.
Yeah.
So just imagine if they do.
But I'm saying a righteous man, you're gonna be so fearful.
Oh no, yeah. If
you righteous, a righteous man, you're gonna be so fearful.
Yeah.
And I ain't got enough time. A righteous brother, you're gonna be in your book, and that's how we should be all the time, because we don't know. Knowing you will make you like that, but not knowing you definitely should be like that. Yeah. Right? Because you never know when that time gonna come, right?
Right. And just to add to that, Salaki, you see those movies where people find out that they
make a bucket list.
Right, they done been stricken with an ailment or cancer, and then sometimes it was an old movie with Eddie Murphy. He had hit the lotto, and they gave him or it was Richard Pryor. They gave him a whole bunch of money, and he had to spend it, each day, and he was just trying to do good deeds every day, but he couldn't spend enough money, right, to do as much as he wanted to do. But that's the same thing on a spiritual level, man. This is the richest. we gotta run up a tab, man. We gotta be out here making the rain through the spirit. Right.
Yeah.
On our brothers and sisters.
Hey, that's real. All right. That's real. Go ahead, Nakai.
What I'm reading through.
Read through 12.
Verse 5. Behold, thou hast made my days as a handbreadth.
A what?
A handbreadth.
Uh-huh.
And mine aid as nothing before thee.
You see that? Because give me James 4:14.
This is the book of James, chapter 4 and verse 14. And it reads.
Somebody else get Ecclesiastes 6:12.
James 4 and 14. Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow. For what is your life?
But what?
What is your life?
What is what?
Is your life?
Go ahead.
It is even a vapor.
A what?
A vapor.
You see that? That's that handbreadth. Your life is only an inkling to the Most High, who sits outside of time. Right?
He made time.
He made time. So your days, the number of days that you have, is the Most High. The Most High bats an eye at. It's not nothing to him, right? You got to think. Our ancestors lived to be 900, 600, and that is not a lot of time to the Most High. You're talking about somebody whose existence doesn't begin and end. He just is. You talking about time? All of that it comes from me. So, man, in that short bracket of time that you do have, do the works. Learn as much as you can, because we don't have the capability of knowing when it's all over with, and we can't praise the Most High from the grave. Once you give up the ghost, there's no more learning precepts. There's no more keeping the commandments. There's no more I do it tomorrow. Right? There is no tomorrow. We got to go as hard as we can when we can. Right? Finish that out, Nasi.
James 4 and verse 14. Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow. For what is your life? It is even a vapor.
It is what?
A vapor.
Right.
That appeareth for a little time and then vanisheth away.
You see that? It appeared for a little time and then man is gone. And then people think about how, even if you think about, right, all these different musicians and pop figures that we think about, the Michael Jackson, the Pacs, all these people these great musicians that have passed. That's just an inkling of time, right? They get to live amongst the stars for a twinkle, right? Now, name me a major musician from the 1600s. Unless you a historian, you probably not gonna know, right? You know what I'm saying? And this is just less than 400 years ago, right? You know what I'm saying? But we don't look at the capacity of time like that, right? You know what I'm saying? That's it on that.
I dropped it out. So
it's all good. Give me that Ecclesiastes.
I'm back at it. This is James chapter 4 and verse 15. It says, For that ye ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live.
We shall what?
We shall live.
If it be the Lord's will, we shall live. Go ahead. You got precept.
And do this or that. But now ye rejoice in your boasting. All such rejoicing is evil.
Okay, go ahead. You got precept, bro.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna break it down.
Go ahead.
Okay. This is Philippians 1 and 21. It says, for me to live in Christ and to die is gain. But if I live in the flesh, this is the fruit of my labor. Yet what I shall choose, I will not. For I am in strait betwixt the two, having a desire to depart. But it says, and to be with Christ,
right,
which is far better. Nevertheless, to abide in the flesh is more needful for you. That's what I was thinking about, bro.
So it's more needful to having an understanding of the scripture. It's needful for you to be here because there's so many people that don't have this understanding.
And that's what he's saying is, if he died, he had peace. He with the Lord.
I'm good.
He good, but there's work that got to be done. It's it's more beneficial.
What's that? What is that? Luke
9 and 62.
Right, and it's 10. What I'm on is like Luke 10 and
1. The work is plenteous, but the laborers are few.
That's right.
And on a spiritual level, that's a good precept to pull, that Philippians 1 and 13, because you got to go into the understanding too. What is it?
22.
1 and 22.
Yeah.
Come 1 and 22, because you gotta see. We talking about being blessed to be here.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So being that we can't praise the Most High from the grave, and a lot of people don't know that,
Or do the works.
From the grave, we understand that the faith is going to give us to do. It's going to allow us to do the work, and we doing the work to get the kingdom.
That's right.
But when you know that the book tells you that there's going to be hierarchies in the kingdom, so
That's
you
right.
still, if you want to be with Yahweh Shai, right? How you want to be with him?
Yeah.
You want to be on a base level,
Mm-hmm.
right? You want to be born back into the kingdom,
That's
or
right.
you want to be one of
With
the
us.
mightiest?
And
Right.
it's like how you want to go out. Like it says, the dead in Christ they shall rise first.
That's right.
So ultimately they fulfilled their lot, but it's like you want to be with Christ, but how do you want to be with Christ?
And that's why he said that. Give me Nakai, hold what you got, or who holding something, who ain't holding nothing.
And to keep explaining,
Whoever not holding nothing, give me Sirach chapter 4.
and to keep explaining, you don't want to leave this earth on a bad note with the Most High.
That's right.
That's why it's beneficial. Like, try to get yourself as right as you can, because you don't know when your day will be.
But don't be ducked out doing something slimy.
You never know when you're gonna get taken out. That's why you need to get yourself right.
Precept Matthew 25 and 13. You can get that precept in Sirach, Nakai. This is Matthew 25 and 13. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh.
That's a good one. All right. Go ahead.
And that's,
yeah, man. Go ahead.
Let me say this real quick. It's of course it's talking about the day of the Lord, but Yahweh Shai, he'll come take away your candlestick. He'll blow that thing out, and you don't know when he'll do that either.
I mean, Ecclesiastes 4.
Right, and just going into that,
Not
man,
Sirach.
you're not knowing the day, man. So we got to redeem it. That's what the scriptures tell us every in the book of Hebrews, and in the book of Romans. Make haste, man, and we got to understand that the purpose is we got to continue to do the work. I was listening to a brother earlier today, and he was talking about, man, I don't even want to think about the wickedness that I used to do back in the world. Right? I'm too busy working trying to get the kingdom, man. I got to prove the Most High that I'm worthy in this thing. Right? So you got to put away that old man. I yield.
Because the brother was bringing that out earlier. We were talking about like, you got to murder him, put him to bed, because you start thinking about that, you start feeling slimy, and you feel like, bro, it's put him to bed.
Salakia.
He don't live here no more.
On a spiritual level, that what we was bringing out in what was that, Sirach, talking about when you give him a reasonable funeral, right? But don't grieve him.
Don't grieve him,
right? Because if you grieve him, it's gonna give you heaviness of spirit. It can break.
But it can.
So don't grieve that old man that you used to be, because sometimes you get to work through the spirit. We can. I was talking with somebody yesterday, and they was kind of going through their photos, right? And they was like, man, I remember, dang,
yeah,
I can't do that no more, man.
No, and that's the thing. No, you get to get that little wiggle room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you get that itch and urge. You know what I'm saying?
You're supposed to look at those things,
scratch them out.
The Most High, man, that you've been delivered from those things. I yield though.
I just had a moment. They're like similar. You know what I'm saying?
I put it that way, but you know,
man, praise the Most High for that, man. Like the Most High is perfect, man. And he can cause you to rise up from the dunghill and sit among princes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And don't start looking at your old pics, your old lifestyle, like, I miss rolling up that loud pack with Billy, bro. No, you can't do that, bro. You're not supposed to miss it. You're not supposed to miss it. You should feel ashamed. That's all I got, bro.
Bro. Hey, grab that Ecclesiastes 6 and 12.
The aqua tap in.
You said that what?
That's right. Remember Lot's wife. Give me Luke 17 and 32. That's right.
I had it and I had dropped it. My bad.
It's all good, kid.
Luke,
you can get
17.
that Ecclesiastes.
Yeah, Ecclesiastes 12.
You got it in the car? Go ahead, King.
Luke 17 and 32. Remember Lot's wife.
What did it say?
Remember Lot's wife.
And we know what happened with Lot's wife.
What happened?
She looked back for a short period of time and she got turned to a pillar of salt. It's not worth it, bro. We really looking back at death.
Yeah.
At death, bro. All these things are not profitable. And we look and we constantly looking back on these things that can destroy the new man you become. All the work you put in, the devil wants you to turn back for one one moment and then be destroyed, bro. All the work you put in, all the hours, all the repentance you beg for can be destroyed by being a nigga, by being carnal, by being that backsliding heifer that the Most High referred to. Give me I think it's Isaiah 13:21.
Isaiah 13:21.
I think it's Isaiah 13:20.
But wow,
it might not be 21. It's Isaiah 13 for sure though.
What it says, and I will punish, I will make man more curses, I will shake the heavens, chase roll. Everyone that's found shall be thrust through. The dead.
No, give me Hosea 4:17. I think that's what I want.
4:17. Talking about for Israel sliding back.
That's what I want.
Isaiah 40. Hosea 4:16. For Israel slided back as a backsliding heifer.
She do what?
Slided back as a backsliding heifer.
And that's what you can get into. Sliding back like a backsliding heifer.
Moonwalking.
Right? Moonwalking back to the old man. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like you have come so far and you took one look back, and before you know it, you turn back around and you miles from where you was. Right? You know what I'm saying? Don't be that guy. Don't be that person, right? Because one look back will put you all the way off track.
Right.
What I'm saying?
So like you ain't seen my little man's. I picked him up the other day. He had a scar on his head. I'm like, hey man, what happened? See West? He said, don't laugh. I said, what happened? He said he was messing with his mom's, and then he looked back. Well, she kind of bucked at him, so he fled. But as soon as he turned around, he ran to right? So don't look back, man. You gotta stand your ground, man. Continue to push forward.
Hey, we just brought that Precept out, Malaka. We just brought that out.
All
through the Spirit.
Right.
But man, you gotta walk the straight and narrow, man. Allow the law to be a light at your path, and follow that light, man. Because if as soon as you veer away from it, all hell will break loose, and
life depends on it.
You be upside down and backwards and ass out, man. Frontlets. That's a good one. Bring what you holding?
I got Ecclesiastes 4.
I got Ecclesiastes 6:12.
Get that 4 first. 4:1.
Ecclesiastes 4:1. So I returned and considered all the oppressions.
Where's we at?
We doing good. We like right here.
Okay.
We ain't finished this.
Oh my god.
We good, bro.
Yeah.
It should be a 2-part class. It's a good breakdown.
No, this is real good. Like,
go ahead, Nakai.
Ecclesiastes 4:1. So I returned and considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun.
Salaki, bro. Start back from the top. Your brother keep throwing me out.
Ecclesiastes 4:1. So I returned and considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun.
Right.
And behold, the tears of such as were oppressed, and they had no comforter. And on
they had what?
They had no comforter.
Right.
And on the side of their oppressors there was power.
You see that? We had them comforter. When you don't have Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, it's nothing but vexation of spirit.
Which they
Looking
don't.
Back at your old self, there was no spirit. There was no comforter. There was nothing to quench that fiery sting of sin. There was no living waters.
They say they activists. This is how you know that this little white boy that they worship in church or whatever, this is not your God. This is not your comforter.
Bring it out.
How is it that your enemy is still trying you down? He got power literally on his right side, and it's supposed to be your comforter.
That's right.
It's not your comforter. And Jake, they don't even question it.
I don't want.
You can keep going, bro.
Go ahead, bro.
But they had no comforter.
Keep going. Read through 3.
Wherefore I praise the dead which are already dead more than the
what?
living. Wherefore I praise the dead which are already dead more than the living.
And that's just like he was just bringing it out. Now it'd be better to go ahead and be with Hamashiach.
Yeah,
it's better, bro. I would, through the Spirit, I feel like I pray that the Most High have more works for me to do.
Yeah,
right. You know what I'm saying? But truthfully and honestly speaking, I'm still working on my salvation with fear and trembling as well. You know what I'm saying? But Yahweh forbid something was to happen to me, I know that I'll be better with the Most High than being here, with the vexation, with the captivity, you know what I'm saying, with the oppression, right? You know what I'm saying, with the chains of darkness and the aging members, if you will, right? You know what I'm saying? I already know that being with our big brother Hamashiach and the Father is better than being here.
Yeah.
But it's better that I be here and do the works of the Father, right? You know what I'm saying? For the lost sheep and those that seek learning, right? Go ahead, King. Which is another reason why we dedicate our life to this, and this is the joy of our life, right? But I yield. Go ahead, King.
Wherefore I praise the dead which are already dead more than the living which are yet alive. Yea, better is he that than both they which have not yet been, who have not seen the evil work that is done under the sun.
He said, better is he that both they have not yet been, and not yet seen the work of the sun. So them spirits that the Most High haven't sent down, the ones that just are with him, hey, they better off, bro.
Hey, the ones
the angels, the 24, they are better off, bro, than having not come down here to go through the fire and the furnace, and then not being born and all to have to do it and then being back. They never left the Father. They right there. They've been good from the very beginning, right? You know what I'm saying? And they getting to watch and see us play out the curses and the blessings, the topsy-turvy, the ups and downs. They getting to witness that, but they don't have to partake. You know what I'm saying? All they got to do is what the Most High required of the Spirit when he made them, and that's just to praise him, get the Most High glory, which is what we do anyway. You know what I'm saying? Which is what we were made to do anyway, right? What you got, bro?
Sometimes it's better, like he just said, because, like, for example, some of us weren't here when it was
2 times on the scene.
Some of us weren't here when it was that slavery. Some of us didn't have to experience our babies getting hung around our neck, just like in the book of Maccabees. Some of us wasn't alive to see that.
That's right.
Some of them literally died just before that happened. Like that scripture we just brought out. Sometimes the Most High will take somebody out
because of the
before that evil, before the perils to come. So that's all I got.
All praises, man. For real. All praises, man. You can hear right there in the car. Matter of fact, read 4.
Ecclesiastes 4:4. Again, I consider all travail and every right work, that for this a man is envied of his neighbor.
He is what?
Envied of his neighbor.
Now we down here with jealous spirits, brothers holding grudges, sisters being at odds against each other, brothers having an evil eye toward their brother, subject to payments. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all these things that we here and got to deal with, and it's all vexation of spirit. Right? Go ahead. I finished that out.
This is also vanity and vexation of spirit.
Like you see that? It's all just vanity. Most things that are here up on the earth for us right now is just vanity and vexation of spirit.
Like your flesh never gets satisfied, so it's like it's never going to end.
So that's why this precept would say, just like the brother was bringing out in Philippians, it's better to go. If I was with Christ, there's no better place than being with Christ. I don't have to worry about envious eyes. I don't have to worry about payments. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to worry about labor. I don't have to worry about captivity, curses,
the time to come.
It's Jacob's trouble. The nukes, the wilderness, the list goes on. These are things you don't have to worry about. The election, right? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about that. The only thing that is better is being with Christ, being with Hamashiach. But it's better for the brethren, the nation, that righteous brothers are still here to do the works, to bring forth the fruits, to pour living waters upon the next man. You be like that Psalms 1:1, that tree planted next to that river, right? You know what I'm saying? Or Revelation 22, that tree of life that's by the river of life, right? That yields its fruit each month.
You know, all manners of fruit.
You know, you see what I'm saying? Let's give me that Ecclesiastes
6 and 12.
Ecclesiastes. And we're gonna jump back in Psalms 39, and you can pick up where you was.
Psalms 6 and 12. I meant Ecclesiastes 6:12.
It's all good, King.
For who knoweth what is good for a man in this life?
Right?
All the days of his vain life, which he spendeth.
Start at 11. Salakia.
Seeing there be many things that increase vanity.
Mm-hmm.
What is man the better?
There's so many things that can just increase vanity, right? Everything on this earth basically increase vanity. You get a new job, you need a new car, then you need a new house, then you want better clothes, and then you want. It's just all vanity.
It's
never ending, bro. It's just a vain pit of vanity and vexation of spirit. You get new clothes, your new clothes get old. Now you need more new clothes. You get a new car, the engine get old.
Nah, there's a new car literally next year,
bro. Your car, as soon as you start to drive it, it's old.
It's old, bro.
It's old, bro.
It's old because some already out or
and now it's gonna be something else for you to reach for. It's another carrot in front of the rabbit.
Yeah,
right. You know what I'm saying?
And it's all like carnal stuff.
You get the new J's and some new J's come out. You know what I'm saying?
Like I met this Edomite. He owns this restaurant, and I be going in there, and he said he got a Dodge. He said he done had 10 Dodges.
Damn.
Every year
he'll lease another.
You see what I'm saying?
Every year he'll lease another.
That is vexation of spirit.
The 10, the 2000, the 2003, and he's just going down the list. Vexation of the spirit. Why,
and vanity.
You could have bought at least 4 or 5.
But the vanity of it though, bro. Yeah, but I done had 10. Every year I get one to come. Like, bro, look what he said. Look like, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm the king around here. Got the only thing paid for. You know what I'm saying? It's just vanity, bro. And none of that equates with anything to the Most High. You think the Most High gonna be pleased for you because you lease every new year? Hey, I was gonna kill you, brother, but I seen that 22 Dodge you whipping, and I like to have a guy one of them for myself. No, he don't care about that. It don't matter. You got BBS or that thing. What he say? You know what I'm saying? Like the Most High is not dealing with that, bro. And these things, this rat race that the society, especially America, that type of spirit is exponential in the Western Hemisphere. It's immense over here, right? We deal with a brother that we work with, bro. They don't live like that in other countries. They don't care. A lot of other countries, it's a lot more simpler living than the standard of society that's been pushed on us here in Babylon. It's not the same, bro. It's just vanity and vexation of spirit. That's how you know we in Babylon and this is captivity.
It's a bad dream.
It's a nightmare, bro.
Yeah.
The brother, it's a foreign brother. He asked us, y'all don't like it here in America?
Hell
in unison, we said, well, hell no, we hate it here. No, bro. Well, why don't y'all leave, nigga?
Go well.
We trying, bro, but we want to go back to our homeland. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I yield on that. Finish that out, King.
Okay. For who knoweth what is good for a man in this life?
Right.
All the days of his vain life, which he spendeth as a shadow.
As a what?
A shadow.
See? And all those 10 leased cars, it's just going to be a shadow, bro. You're going to be able to take pictures in front of them. You know how y'all got pictures of y'all Pop standing in front of their cars and stuff. That's all it's good for. Damn, bro. Pop said, he was a baller. He was doing it big. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, bro, it's just pure vanity. Mm-hmm. It's just puffed up spirit. A bunch of it's a hot air balloon. That's all it is. A bunch of emptiness. All this stuff that don't really mean nothing.
That's not gonna make it into the next kingdom.
You can't take now one of them leases with you. None of them, bro.
Like that comes. You're not taking your 401k.
You're not, bro. You're not taking your Dodge. The 2003 or the 2000.
You're not taking your damn Hemi.
You're not taking your Hemi.
You know, wish you can dodge this.
Good God. Wish you could dodge this nuke, man. How your Hellcat cannot outrun this nuke, brother.
Can't.
The Hellcat will put you in here.
Yeah.
Cat. Finish that out.
As for who can tell a man what shall be after him under the sun?
You see that?
And a lot of people in the world, like I said earlier, like they really believe that like after death there's just nothing, like nothing at all.
Live wickedly,
that's where that saying you only live once. Like it's.
You remember the brother we was dealing with through the New York brother that was at he got the spit in the sun.
Oh, that nigga, bro.
And we were like, bro,
arm, leg.
Yeah, him, bro. And we was like, well, what y'all believe in the afterlife? I don't believe it's right here, right now. Like, right. 5%.
5%.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about
We were like, damn, brother. So what
I think
about
you
your
might have
spirit?
left.
What about your soul?
I think you left.
We ain't got time for that, bro. We're dealing with right here, right now, and that's why you think like you think. You don't feel like there's nothing to come.
Thinking with 5%
of your damn head. You know what I'm saying? But you don't even. You so short-minded in the now that you don't even see the longevity. You can't even fathom the well-being of your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even fathom that. You know what I'm saying? Because you are totally in the flesh. Not even 5% of you are in the spirit. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a lot of Jake, they really don't care about the future. They just care about now. Like, you know, that scriptures in the law, it says, keep these commandments so that your seed may live. Y'all, they don't even care about their own seed.
I think you better get how he lives.
So Jake really just don't care. They just care about now. Like,
but see, that's the thing, though. The Most High calls us to be patient, long suffering, right? But what is the direct opposite of that? Being hasty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And quick to credit it, making impulsive decisions.
Living in the now.
That's what the Most High tell us not to do.
YOLO. You only live once. You only got one life.
No, brother. We gonna live an everlasting life, and we gonna live more than once through the Spirit of regeneration.
I mean, we here right now. I just proved.
I got one quick precept I'll give.
Come on, bro.
This Proverbs 1:22, classic. How long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity? Right? Like the brother saying, and all these things is vanity. When you realize that they're gonna depreciate, right? You got to think about your spiritual value, man. Right. Are you spiritually depreciating, right? Or are you gaining more value, man, every day with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding?
That's right.
Right. So you got to understand we can't continue to love simplicity or delight in the scorning, right? Which fools hate knowledge, man. And this is pure knowledge, and this is free game that the brothers is giving out to you, man. You got to keep these commandments so that we may live.
That's right. Pick up Nakai, Psalms 39.
Go back down, verse 4. Lord, make me to know mine end and the measure of my days, what it is, that I may know how frail I am.
And if you did know your end of the day, you probably would be worrying about all them leases. That probably wouldn't be something to brag about.
Hell no.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
No.
Go ahead, King.
Behold, thou hast made my days as a handbreadth, and my age is as nothing before thee. Verily, every man at his best state is altogether vanity.
Is what?
Altogether vanity.
At his best state is altogether vanity. At his best state, he leasing a car every year. That's the best you're going to get from him. Right? Go ahead, King.
Salah. Keep on going.
I'm sorry. Go to one more thing. And he's man at his best state is even vanity. It's like, you know how we say we in our prime, you get your body right, you get your body fit, whatever, bro. Your body's still aging, it's still decaying, it's still getting old. And like I said, the flesh just never gets satisfied.
Hey, the best, the most athletic person in the world cannot compare it to these glorified bodies that the Most High can give us.
Nope.
It's not even close.
Nope.
Right?
Because you still can get injured.
Yeah, right. You still can
get
shot.
Have mental problems. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of things.
You could be at the best physical state in your life and the lowest mental state, a spiritual state you ever could imagine.
And it's always fluctuates. It's just not stable here.
It's frequency.
You're not stable. So like that precept he just brought out, man, even in his best state, it's vanity.
And we can go spiritual with that and think about that with Israel. Even when we was at our best here,
we
still fell into captivity.
Yeah.
Still, it's frequencies, highs and lows. But when we are in our glorified state, it's only gonna be high.
It's only gonna be high.
There will be no lows. There will be no being brought low. We as a nation, not just this brother. Oh, he's a millionaire, but he works at Dunkin' Donuts. You know what I'm saying? He's a janitor, but this brother is a prince.
And that man at Dunkin' Donuts, he might be more satisfied than that millionaire.
And he might be pleasing in the eyes of the Most High.
The eyes of the Most High.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that to say it's gonna be a consistent level of righteousness, of being set on high, of being exalted. The least of us in the nation is gonna be higher than Jake here right now.
They say he's gonna be like David, bro. It said he's gonna be better than John the
Baptist.
Yeah,
and he said John the Baptist was perfect.
He said there wasn't no great. Yeah, I mean, That should tell you everything you need to know.
Lord willing, man.
Pick up the car. So like
bro, we go there.
Hey, well, yeah, baby, the spirit, man. Like, hey, you cannot quench the spirit. Quench not the spirit, bro. Allow it to move. Go ahead, King.
Verse 6. Surely every man walketh in a vain shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Surely that disquieted in vain. He heapeth up riches, and knoweth not who shall gather them.
See that? These remember we were just talking about Michael Jackson.
Yeah, we just
talking about that. Where the brother bought Sony. Who owns Sony now? You see what I'm saying?
Some
Edomites. Some heathen, bro.
Some heathen.
He
got all that money.
Go ahead, bro.
Bro,
we was just talking about this.
Bro, he got this immense, all this money he built up over the years, over his life, all the sacrifices he made, all the things and where is it at?
On the Beatles catalog,
bro.
Elvis Presley, PlayStation.
He bought Sony. He would have owned a lot of stuff, appliances. And bro, he would have owned hella stuff, bro.
A lot, bro.
A lot.
And now he owns
nothing.
His family don't own Sony.
Them riches are nowhere. I said, brother, he ain't read all the paperwork.
he did read all the paperwork, brother. He did read the paperwork.
You gotta read the fine print, man.
Bro. I be saying that at work, bro. These niggas need a Bible.
Yeah.
It's just what these niggas need.
Go ahead, Nikai.
Get what you got, bro.
Verse 7. And now, Lord, what wait I for? My hope is in thee.
Mm-hmm.
Deliver me from all my transgressions. Make me not the reproach of the foolish. I was dumb.
I was what?
I was dumb.
What was we in the world?
I was dumb.
What was when we was young?
I was dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I opened not my mouth because thou didst it. Remove thy stroke away from me. I am consumed by the blow of thy hand. When thou with rebukes doest correct man.
When thou what?
When thou with rebukes doest correct a man for iniquity, thou makest his beauty to consume away like a moth. Surely every man is vanity.
It is what?
Is vanity.
Every man is vanity, bro. All the works that we can do, all the things we can be pleased with or proud about, it's just vanity.
We gonna be vanity as long as we in this flesh, because it's like, bro, flesh is corrupt, bro. End of the day.
That's why most I say John the Baptist there was none greater. The brother ate locusts and honey and stayed in the wilderness and did the work of the Lord, fulfilled his lot, right? He wasn't worrying about, having 1,000 camels and, the new sandals that came out.
When he had a camel cloak on, he wasn't worried about that.
He wasn't worried about that, bro.
He wasn't worried about the cashmere.
He wasn't worried about the phylacteries. He wasn't worried about, sitting in Moses' seat. Right, he wasn't worrying about the precious oils, and he wasn't worried about that. He was just worried about doing the will of the Father and what the assignment that the Most High gave him. All right, go ahead. All right.
Verse 12. Hear my prayer, O Lord, and give ear unto my cry. Hold not thy peace at my tears.
Right.
For I am a stranger with thee, and a sojourner as all my fathers were.
Fine. Let's keep it moving before we start talking again. Psalms 88 and 10.
That's crazy. I was holding that. I just dropped it a while ago.
What?
The Psalms 88 10. Remember, I was there.
Okay. Bro, we done pulled like 7 precepts instead.
I know. Psalms 88 verse 10. And it reads, "Wilt thou shew wonders to the dead?"
Without what?
Shew wonders to the dead.
Without what?
Shew wonders to the dead. And shall the dead arise and praise thee?
You see that?
Hey,
when the dead arise and praise thee, through the spiritually, right? The dead can arise and praise the Most High, but physically, right? Is that it on that?
Yeah.
Read 11.
Yeah, I can read it. Shall thy loving kindness be declared in the grave, or thy faithfulness and destruction?
Keep going.
Shall thy wonders be known in the dark, and thy righteousness in the land of forgetfulness?
You see that? This is the land of forgetfulness. Because the same way,
bro, we was that land of forget, bro. We was in the wilderness. Y'all did not just see this man split the sea. Y'all didn't. There's a chariot right above you right now as we speak.
And y'all already forgot.
And y'all already forgot.
To go back to Egypt. And even in amongst today's time, bro, Slavery was only like 3 or 4 generations ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
It was not that long ago, bruh. And Jake running around here acting bad like your great grandmother was in slavery. At the least, your great grandmother was in segregation. In the civil acts and things of that nature.
But that's Jake though. That
20.
man, that was
20
at
at the least.
That was a long time ago.
My grandmother was born in 1920.
Really?
Yes. My father's father was a slave, bro. He literally was. No, my grandfather's father.
So your father's
no.
father.
My father's father. My mother's mother was born in 1920. My grandfather's father was born in 1910. Their parents were 1,000% slaves. My great grandfather's parents were 1,000% slaves. Like they absolutely were. It wasn't that long ago, bro. It really wasn't that long ago.
Jake now just want to do what they want.
Now Jake out
As
here,
if
marrying the other nations. You know what I'm saying?
Great grandparents.
God.
And that's why we gotta be blessed to be here, man. I yield at this point, man, because it's somewhat our brother's fault. But some brothers do know and they just don't do. But some brothers have just been conditioned and they just don't know no better.
That's right.
And this is just the perpetual cycle that is going on because brothers not girding up their loins and getting out here and teaching, right, and waking people up.
But that's the spirit. We was talking about that. I think it was me and the Kai and Yasha Ali was talking about that. Now the truth is everywhere. It ain't no excuse, bro.
Right.
If you don't know now, you don't either the Most High don't want you to know, you're not set up to know, or you just not meant to get it. Because this truth is everywhere now, right? It's in all, bro. It's at the click of you can sit on your phone and learn that you're an Israelite. You can pull out your iPhone, go on YouTube, bro, and get the gospel.
Listen to music, you'll know.
You can listen to music and you don't know. They only rapping about, even the worldly rappers rapping about it.
Watch the news, you'll know.
Watch the news, you'll know. It ain't no getting away. Go on Facebook, you'll know. Tap in on Instagram. Somebody's saying it. It's not a big secret as it was. Hey, when we was kids in the 90s, it was a bigger secret then because the internet wasn't as big.
Right.
But now,
fam,
it's everywhere.
Yeah.
If you don't know, bro, you don't want to know. If you don't know, you want to be a nigga, or you Kemet, or you a Christian, or you a Muslim, which is all nigga dumb. You know what I'm saying? But it's still it's a mood point because if you wanted to find out, you would. And that's how you know, like we were saying, we getting closer and closer to the end because people is falling into their lots. Yeah. And the Most High ain't got what you got.
No, I quite have tapped in.
That's in it.
Con.
I put it up there.
That's why I gotta be happy to be here spiritually.
That's right.
Like.
That's right. And still be able to receive. You know what I'm saying? For that brother they don't know, but they might find out today or tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? For them brothers that we still trying to reach on the corners by doing the work. You know what I'm saying? By doing classes like this. You know what I'm saying? By being a living example. You was just telling us today how you was on the phone trying to tell somebody that was asking questions and you was out trying to inform them. You see, that's why we still blessed to be here. Yeah. Because it still works to be done. And how grateful we should be that the Most High has called us to fulfill that lot and accept that charge. You know, many you're called,
you're chosen.
Now, ultimately, just to close it out, we did things that we ashamed of. You should be blessed that you here to get it right and repent from all that wickedness.
That's right.
That's all just
blot out all that out, just like the last class.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
Kind.
We're gonna grab a few more precepts and we're gonna yield, man. Hey man, we got time, man. We gonna keep it moving, man. We gonna keep it moving. Next precept, it's gonna be Isaiah 25:8. Isaiah 25:8. Yeah, we did. We got that when you pulled 115:3. I told you jump down to 17.
Come on.
Bring it down, Nakai.
Isaiah 25 and
8.
in verse 8. He shall swallow up death in victory.
He shall what?
He shall swallow up death in victory.
What did Hamashiach do?
He shall swallow up death in victory.
Go ahead.
And the Lord God will wipe away tears from off all faces.
Uh-huh.
And the rebuke of his people shall he take away from of all the earth.
Go ahead.
For the Lord has spoken it.
He hath what?
He has spoken it.
And
it shall be said in that day, lo, this is our God. We have waited for him.
We have what?
We have waited for him.
No, we made haste.
We have waited for him.
No, we took to ourselves other guys.
We have waited for him.
Go ahead.
And he will save us. This is the Lord. We have waited for him. We will be glad and rejoice in his salvation.
You can expound, Nasi.
Come, man, you got to understand that it's going to be a glorious day, man. If you still blessed to be here to see the Hamashiach Yahushua coming in his glory, man. Yeah. Right? If you be one of those brothers and you get beamed up and caught on them chairs, Lord willing, man. Hey, what a beautiful, glorious day that's going to be, man, in the spirit, man. But you gotta understand that you gotta keep doing the work. You gotta understand that this is bigger than you, and that you gotta continue to labor for those brothers and sisters who don't have this wisdom, and for those brothers who just still getting built up in this thing, right? For those brothers who might be where you were prior to this truth.
That's right.
Right. So I yield with that point.
Khan. Eloquently spoken, King. Next precept is gonna be Sirach 30 and 14. Sirach chapter 30 and verse 14. I'll bring it out. Whoever feels compelled can break it down. Sirach 30 and 14. It's the book of Sirach chapter 30 and verse 14. Better is the poor being sound and strong of constitution than a rich man that is afflicted in his body.
Right? Because a rich man, you know, when you got a lot of money and things of that nature, you can't buy your health, man. You can't really who can put a price on righteousness? Man?
That's right.
Right? It don't matter, like the brother was just saying, vanity, man. Vanity is vexation of the spirit. Right? So it says better is to be poor than and to be rich in the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Go ahead.
Salakia. Health and good estate of body are above all gold. And a strong body above infinite wealth. Right, but that's a spiritual health, man. Right, when you can spiritually run this race, when you can be spiritually built up on in this thing, and you can dive into the diverse waters through the spirit and hold your breath. That's right. Right, you can be able to swim in these uncharted waters that the average Jake can't swim in. That's right. Right, but you got to be spiritually minded when it comes to these things. Go ahead, verse 16. There is no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of heart. Right. So you see a lot of them elder Edomites, right? They got all that money and they keep getting heart replacements, hip replacements. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you can't outlive some of this money, right? You know what I'm saying? All this money you got, and your body is shutting down on you. You steady accumulating millions of dollars and X amount of dollars and signing this contract and this deal just went through, but you can't even enjoy it. It says, and no joy above the joy of the heart. When you got a sound mind, when you got a sound spirit, right? There is no joy really above that. You can really rest in knowing that, you know, I have a blessed amount of health. I have a mental state that I'm capable of carrying and being able to be here and present in the mind state to enjoy my people, my family, my children. But when you got like damn Sleepy Joe, man, the nigga got dementia. He out of there, bro. Somebody posted something the other day. He was talking. Nah, bro. He was like talking. And he just, man, I'm gonna see if I can find it. He out of there, bro. Like, I'm talking about going there trying to make a point, and the brother just trailed off and started talking about something else, bro. Live on TV, bro.
And this is who y'all voted for.
Look at this. I don't know if they can hear this.
Near and dear to you,
Listen to this, y'all. Y'all can hear it. Listen to this.
The best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to. Anyway.
Woo!
We're ready to get a lot done.
Bruh, out of there.
Bro.
This is live. This is on TV.
Bernie.
This is who we voted for. That just show you how sleep we are. Is that this is the man that we put over us.
He talking about
Brother Meek say, brother Bruce say, kids say he fell off his bike too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't see that,
Yeah,
but
it was a video of him driving across the crosswalk, and he was parked. He just fell off.
you see that? But we got through the spirit, man. We got elders, you know, that we can look to in this truth that's been in this truth for 30, 25, 35 years, bro. That still got a sound mind, still moving in the spirit, still moving in righteousness. Right? We ain't got to worry about them. I mean, at this point, you know what I'm saying?
The Most High keeping them brothers, man. And that's the thing, like, you know, and I'm a deal with this point, man. I got a precept in John 7:30, John 7:37, because we live in a society that everybody you have those movies where you're trying to find the living water, right? They searching high and low to find this living water so that they can be preserved. John 7:37.
Bring it out.
Right?
We found it. Go ahead. So we found it. Go ahead.
In the last day, the great day of the feast, Yahushua stood and cried, saying, if any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink. He that believeth on me, as the scriptures had said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. Right? And that's what we on right now. We blessed to be here to know that we can be able to have the taste buds on a spiritual level to really break down the minerals, right? The vitamin measurements, if you will.
Come on.
Right? That's an old reference, but if you know what I'm talking about. But the vitamins that the scriptures has, man, and the proteins of it. And it's a beautiful thing when we able to be Israelites in a society and seeing the things and the prophecies unfold, and we know exactly what the Most High is doing.
That's right.
Right. But when you don't know what the Lord is doing, you lost.
That's right.
Right. But I yield with that, man.
I got a precept speaking toward the you said the Most High is keeping these brothers, right? The Most High has placed a certain spirit on these brothers to be able to endure and still do the work of the Lord, right? And we pray for a double portion of that spirit, right? This is Isaiah 61:1, classic precept. The spirit of Yahweh is upon me, because Yahweh hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He had sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prisons to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes. And go ahead.
And that's a beautiful thing, man. When you're doing the Lord's work, it's a beautiful thing when you're in the spirit and you're able to see a brother come out of that prison.
That's right. Right.
You're able to see a Lazarus raised from the dead. Right. That's what we doing when we this is the gospel.
That's right.
It's blessed. It says, blessed is he that doeth the work of the Father. Right. Go ahead, Art.
Beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise. It's like it, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of Yahweh, that he might be glorified. And when you think about that, the Most High has been able to keep and have, first of all, have restored our elders unto life and been able to keep them for decades and decades on end, so that our generation can look to them and learn from them. First of all, that's perfection in the Most High. Secondly, bro, the fact that the Most High has done that, meaning that these brothers to some degree had to have been being obedient. They are fulfilling their lot, because have these people, I know for a fact, I know people that's younger than some of our elders, and they destroyed. Bodies shutting down on them. Because they're not consumed with the scriptures, they consume with the world and all these different ailments or stumbling blocks that the world and snares that has been set up for them has begun to wear on their flesh, wear on their mind, destroy their spirit. But praise the Most High that we have a portion, like the Most High say, if it wasn't for that small remnant, they all would have been like Sodom and Gomorrah, right? You know what I'm saying? Or Egypt, or so forth and so forth. So the fact that these brothers have been able to continue through the Spirit makes it possible for brothers like us to rise up and continue to do the works, right? I yield on that.
If you can read that tree part one more time, Mark.
This is
Isaiah 61.
verse 3. To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness,
Keep going.
that they might be called trees of righteousness.
Come on.
The planting of Yahweh, that he might be glorified.
Right. If you got eyes to see, these elders of ours are these trees that the Most High has planted.
That's right.
So now we can be able to take refuge and be able to be sheltered under these elders, to be able to sit at their feet, man, and they be able to soak up some of this fruit, right, that the Most High has put on these trees.
And shade.
And keep us from going into the same snares and the ways of the world that they may have went into.
And it's still, with that, it's still that Yahweh Shai gets the praise. Because they doing it so he get the praise, passing it down to us, and we doing it and still giving him the praise, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's perfection, right? I yield on that. Next precept is going. Did we finish that out? We did. Sirach 22 and 11. Sirach 22 and 11. It's a mighty breakdown. I had no idea it was going to be like this. Praise the Most High for that.
Let
me bring it out right.
Go ahead, King.
Okay, go ahead, King.
22 and verse 11. Weep for the dead.
Do what?
Weep for the dead.
Right, the dead in spirit and the dead in flesh.
For he had lost the light.
No, he had what?
Lost the light.
You see that? And what is that light that we say? What does it say in Ecclesiastes 8:1?
Wisdom causes a man's face to shine.
Right, that's that light. Right, you know what I'm saying? So when you lost the opportunity to even gain or bestow wisdom, that's the actual being alive, physical. But spiritually being alive, if you're not spiritually alive, you've lost the light. Right? Go ahead, King.
And weep for the fool.
And weep for who?
For the fool.
For who?
For the fool.
Right? The people without light, the 2/3, the one void of understanding. Weep for him. Don't weep for the dead. Right?
For he wanted understanding.
But it says weep for the dead, for he has lost the light, right? Because he has given up the ghost. He said, then weep for the fool, because he wanted understanding, right? Keep going.
Make little weeping for the dead.
Make what?
Little weeping for the dead.
Right, because when they dead, you only grieving for them for a period of time, right? And then you are restored with knowing that they are with the Father, right? Go ahead.
For he is at rest.
He is what?
For he is at rest.
Go ahead.
But the life of the fool.
But the what?
But the life of the fool is worse than death.
It's worse to be here without the breath of life, without the light, the wisdom, the laws, the statutes, the commandments, than to actually be dead and be with the Father, right? It's people here that's in a much worse position than people that our loved one that we have missed that have long and gone and with the Father. They're in a much worse position, right? You got somebody? I see you flipping.
No, go ahead.
Because they living in vain and they don't got no rest.
Right.
So they just going through it for no reason.
Right. And they're not going to find no rest unless they find his living waters that the brother was just bringing out.
Yeah.
Right? Let's sit on that. Read on.
Oh, yeah. That's,
read on.
Verse 12. 7 days do men mourn for him that is dead.
Right. We know 7 be the number of completion. Go ahead.
But for a fool and an ungodly man, all the days of his life.
You're going to always grieve and for that fool that just can't get it. That just don't have an understanding. That's just choosing death. Every time you see this man, he dealing with some manner of folly. He's never come to a level of understanding. He's constantly perpetuating foolishness. Weep for him, right? Because he is, like you said, he's continuously living out vanity with no sense of end in sight, right?
Somebody put him out of misery.
Somebody off this fool. You know what I'm saying? Put him out of it. Hey, because it's better for him to go on. You see what I'm saying? We can yield on that. Next precept is going to be classic precept. We can skip that. Let's go 2 Samuel 12 and 16. And this is a mighty classic and mighty precept as well. Start at 15.
Through what?
Read through 23. Actually, yeah, read through 25.
2 Samuel 12, 15.
12 and 15.
2 Samuel 12, 15. And Nathan departed unto his house, and the Lord struck the child that Uriah's wife bare unto David, and it was very sick.
It was what?
Very sick.
Right. Now notice this. It said Nathan departed. We know this story, right? David was off. He put Uriah the Hittite to death. He had already slept with his wife Bathsheba, which is why he put him to death, right? And that's why in verse 15 it said the Lord struck the child that Uriah's wife bare unto David, right? You know what I'm saying? Because during the time that David slept with her, she was still Uriah's wife, right? Go ahead.
David therefore besought God for the child. David fasted and went in and lay all night upon the earth. And the elders of his house arose and went to him to raise him up from the earth. But he would not, neither did he eat bread with them.
Because he was in mourning for his child, right? He didn't eat and he get up. He was lamenting, right? Go ahead.
And it came to pass on the 7th day that the child died.
The child what?
Died.
Right, go ahead.
And the servants of David feared to tell him that the child was dead, for they said, behold, while the child was yet alive, we spake unto him, and he will not hearken unto our voice.
Right.
How will he then vex himself if we tell him that the child is dead?
They say, man, we can't tell him this. The brother wasn't being able to receive it when the child was alive. How he gonna receive this being that the baby is dead now? Right, go ahead.
But when David saw that his servant whispered, David perceived that the child was dead.
He what?
Perceived the child was dead.
I think my baby died. Right, go ahead.
And therefore David said unto the servant, is a child dead?
He said what?
Is a child dead?
And
they said he is.
They said what?
He is.
Go ahead.
And David arose from the earth and washed and anointed himself.
He did what?
He washed and anointed himself.
Nah, he kept crying.
He washed and anointed himself.
Nah, he threw ashes on his head and cried out and rent his clothes.
He washed and anointed himself.
And
changed his apparel.
And
came into the house of the Lord and worshiped.
And did what?
Worship.
He did what?
Worship.
Go ahead.
Then he came to his own house, and when he required, they set bread before him. He did eat.
Nah, he said I didn't have an appetite.
He ate.
He said, nah, I'm fasting.
He said he did eat.
He starved himself.
He did eat.
Go ahead.
Then said the servants unto him, what thing is this that thou hast done? Thou didst fast and weep for the child while it was alive, but when the child was dead, thou didst rise and eat bread.
Now watch what David said. They said, hey, bro, when the child was alive and going through it, you was fasting, right? You know what I'm saying? But now that the child has died, now you arise, you've anointed yourself and you eating. What's going on with you, bro? It's kind of weird to us, right? Watch what David said. Go ahead.
He said, while the child was yet alive, I fasted and wept, for I said, who can tell whether God will be gracious to me that the child may live?
Right.
But now he is dead. Wherefore should I fast?
He said, what?
Basically, why should I fast?
Why should I fast now? Go ahead.
Can I bring him back?
Can I what?
Bring him back?
Right.
I shall go to him, but he shall not return to me.
That's mighty. I shall go where he is, but he shall not return to me. What's the point in fasting for him now? When he was alive, who would know that the Most High would have had mercy and had redeemed the child? But now that he's dead, what's the point in fasting? What's the point in weeping? I'm going to go to him, but he's not going to come to me. Go ahead, King.
And David comforted Bathsheba, his wife, and went in unto her and lay with her. And she bare a son, and he called his name Solomon.
Salakia, read that top 24 again.
And David comforted Bathsheba, his wife.
His what?
His wife.
No, Uriah's wife.
His wife.
Uriah's wife.
His wife.
His wife. Now she will be his wife. Why? Because Uriah is dead now. And we know a woman can't remarry until what? Her husband passed away. So the acts that they committed while he committed with her when Uriah was alive, that was still Uriah's wife. But now that Uriah has passed and that baby has passed, now you went into her and this is his wife now. Right? Go ahead.
it says, and she bare a son, and he called his name Solomon.
He what?
Called his name Solomon.
There go the birth of King Solomon, right?
And the Lord loved him.
Uh-huh.
And he sat by the hand of Nathan the prophet, and he called his name Jedediah because of the Lord.
And you see, the Most High loved that second baby because it was born of righteousness. But the other baby, the Most High killed because it was born of adultery. That's a deeper understanding and a deeper lesson. We're going to keep it moving. This is Psalms 30 and 8. Next precept, Psalms 30 and 8. I'll get a couple more precepts and I'm going to yield. Psalms 30 and 8. Somebody else can get Ecclesiastes 7 and 1 through 4. And we're going to yield on that. We're going to pick up the next lesson on the next precept. It's going to be a 2-part class.
Psalms 30 and 8.
Psalms 30 and 8 through 12.
Psalms 30 and 8. I cried to thee, O Lord.
I did what?
I cried to thee, O Lord.
Uh-huh.
And unto the Lord I made supplication.
Right.
What profit is there in my blood?
What?
What profit is there in my blood?
Go ahead.
When I go down to the pit, shall the dust praise thee?
When I go down to the pit, shall the dust praise thee? Right? Shall the gravel praise thee? Go ahead.
Shall it declare thy truth? Hear, O Lord, and have mercy upon me. Lord, be thou my helper.
Be what?
Be thou my helper. Thou hast turned for me my mourning into dancing. Thou hast put off my sackcloth and girded me with gladness.
Right.
To the end that my glory may sing praise to thee.
You see that? All of those things that you can do while you are alive. That's why we are blessed to be here. We said, shall the dust give you praise? Shall the what did it say? Read that again. Verse 9.
Shall the dust praise thee?
Shall what?
Shall the dust praise thee? Shall it declare thy truth?
Is the dust gonna prophesy to me? Is the worms gonna bring it out? Is the worms gonna hold count for my corpse and give me the law, statutes, and commandments? Right? But the Most High can turn your sadness and your heaviness into gladness, so that you are not consumed by these things, and it doesn't give you over to death or into a broken heart. Right? Go ahead, Nakai. You start pick up at 11.
Thou hast turned for me my mourning into dancing, and put off my sackcloth and girded me with gladness.
Right.
To the end that my glory may sing praise to thee.
By what?
That my glory may sing praise to thee, and not be silent.
Right. So when you have this voice, when you have the capability, while you are able-bodied, exalt the Most High as much as you can. Because as the brother brought out earlier, you're never going to be able to do enough. You're going to always fall short of what he's truly worthy of, right? Go ahead, Art.
O Lord, my power, I will give thanks unto thee forever.
How long?
Forever.
Until I run out of strength.
Forever.
Until I get tired.
Forever.
Kind. Last precept of the night is going to be Ecclesiastes 7 and 1 through 4. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and 1 through 4.
Bring it out.
Come on, King.
Ecclesiastes 7 verse 1. A good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death and the day of one's birth. It is better to go to the house of mourning.
It is better to go to the house of mourning
than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart.
Right.
Sorrow is better than laughter.
Sorrow is better than laughter, right?
For by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better.
You see that? Go ahead.
The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth.
Right? Because it gives you substance, character, right? It gives you, balance. If you always full of mirth or full of folly, right, you never gonna have any balance or any substance to yourself, right? When the Most High tries you through the furnace of adversity, He will then give you the balance that you need to be able to endure or withstand all trails and tribulations that you might encounter. So with that, we're going to end class. That's all we have for today, right? We will be picking up this class Sunday, right, and finishing this out. We pray that everybody was edified. We're going to give all glory and honor and praises to Yahweh by Hashem Mamalak Yahweh Shai. Again, double honors to the elders of the house of David. A mighty, mighty shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. I'm Brother Shamariah.
Israel.
Brother Nasi.
Brother Nakai.
We are SUC. It's our hope and desire that all Israel be saved. And with that, we say, Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Shalom.
Shalom.